New Mexico Magazine is published monthly and features topics from around the land of enchantment,
including our multicultural heritage, arts, climate, environment, and diverse people. And joining us now is Dave Herndon, the editor-in-chief.
We're talking burritos,
I know,
it's fitting.
of New Mexico Magazine.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. Cover story, burritos. I learned a little bit of some interesting history behind the burrito from Cheryl's article. But let's talk about what's in here. The champion of breakfasts, as you call it.
The champion of breakfast, yes. I think of the burrito as New Mexico in a tortilla. It's a Cheryl Jamieson, our food author, is a nationally recognized food critic. She calls it the best breakfast wake-up food in the country, bar none.
Yeah.
You know, and
it gets as she calls it, a fire in the belly. I mean, it really gets you going.
It gets you going. It's got I mean, they're delicious. They're nutritious. They are relatively, you know, they're convenient. They're affordable, and it's got a sense of place. It's a food. You know, you're in. You know, you're having. You know, you're in New Mexico when you're eating a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, genuine New Mexico breakfast burrito with that green or red chili, and it's big. And you know, we were talking about the burrito in the article. I think it's something interesting. We're talking about balloons here in a second.
Right.
But that the commercial manifestation of the burrito, you take it and go, is actually potentially, you could argue, was born at the Balloon Fiesta, which I think is pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
And you guys also talk about wool making in your magazine
yes,
here.
We do.
Tons of colors, and there's, I love it. I think wool making is so interesting. So you talk about kind of the process of it.
Right. So I call it wool from sheep to shop. So we take it from the ranch to the mill, to the dyer, to the artisans who do incredible things with it. You know, in Chimayo, Espanola.
Yeah, it seems like a very northern New Mexico thing, a lot in Taos as well.
I mean, I'm probably going to get in trouble. You're probably not in the broadcast area for southern New Mexico, so I won't get in trouble.
There you go.
But don't forget the Navajo weavers, because they're like the only tribe left that does weaving.
Right.
So we have it's a Hispanic tradition. The colonists brought it. They brought the sheep and they brought the looms.
Right.
So there's another thing that's a 400-year-old tradition in New Mexico that is going strong.
Right.
It's something that's utilitarian. You know, you use it all the time. You wear it. But it's also artistic. And again, it's another thing that's very iconic about New Mexico.
Right, and another iconic part of New Mexico, of course, is the balloons. You guys are talking about 5 different ways to experience the Balloon Fiesta this year.
Well, Jill already talked about the VIP Diamond Club, which sounds like, you know, the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. The price for parking, the parking right there is worth the cost of admission.
But there are all different ways to do it. Like you can take a kayak tour down the Rio.
Cool.
Sounds really great because they do a splashdown and you know you can see them.
You have to outrun the balloon as it comes toward you.
Right. There's a bicycle tour where I think they'll serve you a breakfast burrito on the bicycle tour.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you bike in along the Bosque. There's Gruet is having a champagne breakfast. So there's lots of different ways to do the Balloon Fiesta. Obviously going to the field is fantastic.
Yeah.
After you've done it a few times, you might want to try a different approach to the
Yeah,
fiesta.
especially if you're a native and you've been to the Fiesta and you've been on the grounds for a long time, this is definitely very cool. Plus, there's also a lot of other stuff going on in this issue. We could spend an entire hour talking about it. So really, the thing you got to do is pick up a copy of New Mexico Magazine's on newsstands now. You also recommend going to nmmagazine.com to get a subscription.
Absolutely.
It's the best way to experience it, and also holidays coming up.
It's time to start thinking about what you're going to get for Christmas,
Yeah.
and what better gift than a New Mexico Magazine subscription.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, for more information on New Mexico Magazine, head over to Casa.com, click on the Style tab. Cannot wait for Balloon Fiesta. It's going to be super fun. Dave, good to see you.
Good to see you too.